Hello, and welcome to the first edition of Brian Says. It's a YouTube channel that's going to be devoted to fashion, pop culture, film, and all things super hot. I'm Brian Fleming, yours truly, pop culture diva expert. Everybody should follow me on Facebook, Brian Michael Fleming, and follow me on Instagram at AdrianMichael87. Follow me on Twitter at BrianASU18 to keep up. So first things first, we're just gonna go through my Facebook and just talk about some pertinent topics that have been like leaking via TMZ. So the first one that's like really, really major. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Love and Hip Hop, but Mimi, Faust, and Nico made a sex tape. And it's like a contract with Vivid, so it's like pretty hardcore and pretty raw, and I just find that funny. And for those of you who don't know who Mimi is, she's a character on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which is kind of like a spinoff of Love and Hip Hop. And it's like people that are in the hip hop industry and their love, and it shows and portrays the ups and downs of dating people in the hip hop industry. Pretty much as an excuse for bitches to get really, really ratchet and act bougetto. But everyone looks super snatched. And for those of you who don't know what snatched is like fierce and like really, really like taut on the face, or like your body could be snatched. So like they look really, really snatched, their makeup snatched, everything about them snatched, and they just get really, really hoe with it. And Mimi's like the demure one, like, oh, Stevie J's cheating on me, blah, 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 right? With Jocelyn, I guess. But it's like, you call Jocelyn a hoe, but you're the one spreading your pussy all over the internet. Like, I don't get that. Like, that's a little weird to me. You know what I mean? So it's just like, a little like the calling the kettle black. You know? So it's just like, that's kind of awkward to me. That's like really, really disgusting and like gross. Like, I don't even understand like what the whole entire like rush of like this whole new like sex tape thing is coming out. Like we have like Farrah from Teen Mom, which is a disgusting disaster, and that bitch is just trifling. But I mean, she did get her six figures, so she does get a mention. And then we have like, you know, the OGs, Pamela Anderson, Kim Kardashian, and Paris Hilton, Kendra Wilkinson. Like what the fuck? Like I don't understand. It's just weird how that's a trend now in Hollywood. But whatever. Oh yeah, something really, really cool too about film, like they're remaking that It movie about that clown, which is pretty creepy. Like that guy was so creepy. Tim Curry, like that was awkward. And I feel like you can totally see like a lot of people that look like It, like in places that like where people inbreed, like where I come from. Like I'm like, well, I'm partially from LA, but I'm also from Kingman, Arizona, and I feel like I ran into It like 9 times in like Golden Valley for sure, which is like disgusting. It's like an episode of Breaking Bad, pretty much. That's where I spent my majority of my adolescence. Disgusting, yeah. But also today, something that's really, really cool in pop culture as far as like media is concerned, Lana Del Rey released her first single, West Coast. It's pretty dope. I fuck with it. I don't know. But so yeah, those are just things that you can see if you decide to follow me on my Facebook account, Brian Michael Fleming, or on my Twitter at BrianASU18. But we're gonna get into the main topic, which is Us Weekly. So just like a little recap of what's been going on and like some of my thoughts about what's been happening. So first things first, I have a little bit of gay tea for you. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Johnny Weir, but apparently the couple, he was engaged, or he was married actually. He was married, and the couple is getting a divorce, I guess, or something like that. But I don't know if you guys know who Johnny Weir is, but he's like a very, very famous like ice skater, but he's mostly known for being very flamboyant and like outlandish with his fashions and his commentary. So he's kind of becoming like a pseudo fashion icon, and he's pretty cool. He's like kind of like, you know, like a gay pioneer on the forefront, which I totally support. But I mean, I don't understand why this is relevant information. Like no one really cares about Johnny Weir like in the aspect and the realm of things. Like I don't know. It's cute, but I thought I'd give it a mention just because, you know, it's gay. Okay, moving on. So, one of the major stories that is all about the press right now is definitely about the Kardashians, but I guess we'll start with Khloe, because she's like really killing it. So, we have a little section in here on body reboots that is amazing, which is Khloe Kardashian. Like, look at this bitch. She's everything. Like, I can't even handle the fact that, like, you know, she used to totally get shade all the time because she was bigger, which I never thought she was fat, but I love that she's letting them have it now with her new body, and you can totally see it because she's booed up with French Montana, according to TMZ.com, and also, according to TMZ.com, French Montana was living with Trina, the popular rapper, and apparently left to go film an album in LA, met up with Chloe, and nothing was the same. So, I mean, I guess you can just get in there. But I mean, what I was trying to say was is that it may be sad on her game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, step up your game, Trina. Because, I mean, it's all about Khloe Kardashian if you haven't noticed. Like, she's everything, the beginning, the middle, the end. So she definitely gets a shout out and an honorable mention, and she's killing it, as they say. Something else that's really notable since we're on the topic of body reboots, we have Jessica Simpson. She's back in a Daisy Dukes, which is super exciting because she totally had 2 kids, and it was crazy because she got Weight Watchers and then got knocked up again. People were giving her shade because they were like, oh, is she going to be able to bounce back from that? Da 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 da. And she's totally showing them that she can, which I think is pretty cool and pretty awesome. And I kind of like Jessica Simpson. She kind of is, you know, the CEO of a $1 billion company and a $1 billion brand. So, I mean, if anyone ever wants to come for her, you know, she can totally serve it back because she's paid. She's very, very paid. So it's just like, wow. Craziness, craziness, craziness. And then also, we'll talk about another popular person that is always in the media and the press, Rihanna. They did a little breakdown on all of her different looks. I mean, I really feel like she's like a chameleon. Like, it's crazy that, like, she's so able to change up her style and she's so versatile. Like, oh my god, that's intense. And also, she's dating Drake, which is, like, crazy in itself. But, I mean, pretty cool. And I think it's pretty groovy. Pretty awesome. But I guess we'll just get to our main story, which is, you know, the Kardashian wedding. Kim and Kanye. I mean, if you haven't heard about them, then I guess you live under a rock. They made the cover of Vogue as the most talked about couple, which I think is completely just and correct, because, I mean, everyone's talking about them. I mean, it's crazy. And what I really like specifically about the Vogue cover is all of the slack that they're getting, and people like Sarah Michelle Gellar saying that she's going to cancel her subscription via Twitter, and it's just like, Sarah Michelle Gellar, you're really, really cute. I love you. You're like an icon for me. You're from the 90s, but I mean, you're in the 90s. And we don't live in the 90s. This is 2014, so you have to get with the program. And that's what's popular. Reality television and this new reformed socialite that's, you know, emerging with stars like Kim. You know, it's just, that's what's hot and that's what's going to sell. So, you know, you can't, I mean, you can cancel your subscription, but I don't really think it's really going to hurt Anna Wintour, Kanye West, or Kim Kardashian in the realm of things. They're still going to get married in Versailles or in France or wherever they're getting married. They're still going to film it for television and you're still going to hear about it and see it. So it's just like, you have to accept the fact that it's always going to be there, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Please. You'll be a lot better off in your career. Because, I mean, pretty much after The Grudge, I don't know who you are. Which sucks, because I really liked your earlier films. They were part of my childhood. And Buffy was the shit. So it's just like, that's interesting. But anyhow, also about the Kim and Kanye West thing is the fact that, you know, they're going so grand. I can't even believe it. It's like bigger than the royal wedding, supposedly. And Beyonce and Jay-Z are going to be there, and, you know, there's like a pseudo-scandal, or so I hear from the blogs, that Beyonce doesn't want to be at the wedding, but she's going because Jay-Z's best friends with Kanye West, and she's best friends with Kanye West, but she doesn't want to be at the wedding because they're filming it for the Kardashians, and she doesn't want to be on camera. But I'm just like, I don't know, like, I feel like you shouldn't make someone's day about you. But Beyonce's amazing, and she's the beginning, the middle, and the end. She's everything. So, I mean, she can do whatever she wants, and she can say whatever, and I won't really feel some type of way about it. But what I wanted to segue into was the younger Kardashians, Kendall and Kylie, and this cute little segment on Calvin Klein. I don't know if you guys remember, but Calvin Klein was really popular in the 90s with Marky Mark and all of that, and they're kind of making a resurgence with, you know, the Calvin Klein underwear. We have Kendall Jenner just, you know, Instagramming pictures of her hanging out in her Calvins all day looking like $1,000,000. And Kendall Jenner herself is just like a little mini mogul there. I can't even believe that she walked in the Chanel fashion show this year, and she walked for Marc Jacobs. So it's just like, wow, she's only 18 and she's already stunning on hoes. Like, that have been in the game for like 10 to 15 years. It's pretty crazy, all because of her sisters and all because of her mother. So it's just like insane. But I mean, it totally inspired me to, you know, want to get a pair of Calvin Kleins. Absolutely. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on with like all of the fashion and like all of the gossip, so to speak. So yeah, that was Brian Seyz, and you know, you guys can totally follow me on Twitter at BrianASU18. You can follow me on Instagram, Michael. 87, and Adrian is ADRIN MYCAL 87 on Instagram, or you can follow me on Facebook, Brian Michael Fleming. I hope you guys will enjoy this video and it'll inspire some type of response, some type of catharsis, and look forward to more videos soon.